All right. Normally, I would be very objective with figures, regardless of, whether I like it or not. Just so, listen, I want the fandom to survive. I want it to thrive. I want Hasbro to keep making Transformers. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. This figure, this remold, shows me the budget is forked. Pay attention to what I'm going to point out on this figure, and we're going to take it from there. Whether you agree or disagree, I don't care. But I agree with the collectors that do not like this figure. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I got the original. I still have my original Cybertron version. I sold my Galaxy Force version years ago. But okay, first things first. The biggest gripe I have is the way that the wings hang off the side. That is just deplorable. It looks janky. The key just kind of sticks in his chest. Okay, bad, because I know that it doesn't have the light ups. I think it was lighting up or something. I can't remember. I gotta go actually get mine. No mini con. And he has the sword, but where do you store the sword? See, I don't like this already. I'm tired. All right, this is why I'm tired of certain remolds and retools that Hasbro do are great and excellent, and then sometimes they drop the bomb. And on this one, they dropped the bomb because the legs have the exposed wires from G-Haxes, and they should not be there. That's already a no for me. But we'll get back to that in a minute. I want to talk about G-Haxes first, because G-Haxes was a very good figure. One of my favorite figures because it was G2. Now, I'm not a super fan of G2, but I read G2, because when G2 came out, I was probably like, maybe 19 or 20 years old. So I wasn't really reading comics. Well, I wasn't reading Transformers. I was more or less reading still like X-Men and X-Force and, X-Factor. So, but I remember seeing this character, and I remember when we got all the different remolds and repaints from other figures, but this one was the one that sold me because Hasbro did an excellent job. And not a lot of people like this figure. You can get this figure for cheap. It's not a highly collectible at this time. Maybe later on it will be when people understand what they did with the figure. I love this figure, but remolding it into Vector Prime, there should have been more retooling. They should have took it back to the drawing board. So we're going to talk about the first two releases of Vector Prime. The one on the left, pay attention. The one on the left is the Cybertron version, or the US version. The one on the right is the Galaxy Force version, which was also released in Korea too, in the ugly, nasty plastic boxes, with that weird trays and stuff. I did love the key look on the Japanese version, because they painted that key with the silver, and they hooked it up. Now the American version wasn't painted, but there is it's more robust. I can find it. I gotta look. The other thing is that the wings are longer. The only difference is that on the Japanese version, the wings are hard plastic versus the wings being the soft kind of, rubbery plastic on the Cybertron version. Personally, for the sake of it not breaking, I'd rather have the rubbery versions. But the cool thing was you also got a mini con that, you could, it integrated into the ship. And I think the way it looked, it always give me that Star Wars feel at the same time being more of a Alpha Trion-like character too for myself. And I still use him a lot. So yeah, I'm going to go dig out the rest of the parts for my Vector Prime. I might do a review on him since I'm getting Sandstorm on Saturday. But we're going to look at other releases, and we're going to talk about the figure, and then I'm going to give my final thoughts of what I'm seeing. So this was the Galaxy Force version. So later on in the life of Cybertron, they had Galaxy Force releases. One of them was this one, and then the other one was the Optimus Prime, which was black and red. This one wasn't bad. I just felt the gold and the black and blue was just it was too garish for me. So I kind of passed on him. But the one I wish I didn't pass on was the one that was released in the Universe line in 2008, because that kind of gave me like a Star Wars feeling. I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I believe Star Trek is far better, but I like the color scheme. It gave me like a kind of like a Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader vibe. And I know they did the Star Wars Transformers back around the same time that this was released, so it kind of looked like that. But I did dig this color scheme, and I would see it, but I just wouldn't buy it because at that time I still had two Vector Primes in my house. So I just really didn't pick him up, and I wish I did. Now, of course, with him being Vector Prime, they probably might pull an Alpha Trion out of it. Go figure, because as you know, Hasbro ain't got no money. Let's just put it out there, they don't. y'all thinking that this is, no, we gonna see some more. They're gonna be the same molds and re-releases of figures from 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, because they gotta make money. That's why they're selling us 5 toys for one to get a hound. But yeah, make Alpha Trion from it. Okay, bet. So here's the ship mode. It looks exactly like G-Hax's, just with a different molded front. It looks like yeah, it just ain't working for me. It's not working for me. Without the Minicon, without it just, no. It's G-Hax's. I mean, they literally cheap. This is a cheap retool of a very major character that everybody wants. Even the cape look is taken away from the figure. It looks bad. It just doesn't look good. Now the sword looks okay. How they, I guess you can put the key with the sword, but that wasn't the case for the original, because the original sword, when you turn it into the robot mode, actually stored on the backpack, and it slid in and fit in well, and you wouldn't even know. It was so cool how you put the sword in and it stays in that. Man, man, no. So yeah, I agree with collectors on this one. This is a no. This is a no for me. It's a no for me, and a big no for me. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if you want to say I'm this and I'm that. I don't like this retool. The fact that the bottom legs are showing exposed wires, that's not even how Vector Prime's legs look. If they had covered that up, and then you see the 2 nubs on the side, on the legs, you see up near the lower part where the wires are, kind of wrap around there. You see where it should have been those little green fins. Again, why they left them there like that? That's just, Please let this be like, I hope this is like a joke. I hope this is like someone that did like a, I don't know, Kit Bash picture, Digibash, whatever. Because if they're going to sell this like this, you best believe I ain't buying it. And I want a Vector Prime, because the biggest thing with Vector Prime is the feet swivel that's present in all the Transformers in Siege. We don't have that with anything prior to Siege. So, you got the A stance, and how it goes. There's some figures that have some that don't, but Vector Prime is one of those figures. But he's still a very heavy, nice, robust figure, and I'm going to go find the parts for him. So what are your thoughts? Leave me down in the comments below. It's a no for me, but it might be a yes for you. Super Robot Ed, bringing more news reviews today. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.